What's up, fellas? Tonight's video is never show your hand. Never get unhinged. Here's the reality of the situation. A man must be in control. That is the definition of a man. That is the definition of masculinity, what it means to excel as a man. You have to show that you can lead, to dominate. And with that, you have to be in control of the situation, of any situation. So if you show your hand, if you let people know that you can become unhinged, knocked off your rockers, become emotional, then you've lost. They know they've gotten you. If you really think about it, when you become angry, perturbed, what does that signify when it comes to the animal kingdom, to biology? It's part of the fight or fight mechanism. And when does that mechanism kick in? When you're under stress, when you're in danger, when a vicious animal is trying to kill you, trying to hunt you. It's a life or death situation. Your heart starts beating. You either fight them, try to beat them off, get all angry and pissed off, start projecting yourself, or flight. You turn around, run away, de-escalate the situation. Now, when it comes to the wild, which one's the right move, the right choice? It all depends on the situation. But one thing's for certain, if you run away, more likely than not, it is the choice that makes you come out unscathed. You evade damage, injuries. Whereas, sure, if you fight, there's a chance they may run away. But otherwise, you engage in combat. You might suffer some catastrophic injuries that you won't recover from. And how does this translate to modern day era? Well, you see, in today's society, as a human species, status, our standing, our social standing is everything. Once you have a bad reputation, it's going to take a lot for you to get rid of that dirt, that dark mark on your resume. When people know what you did, and it's an embarrassing one, a bad one, you will be remembered for it. The world never forgets. And especially with today's day and age of the internet, best believe, once word of your transgression, your bludgeon, shows up, it's always going to be put over your head, brought up, years to come, decades. You will never live it down. And why am I telling all of this? Because last week, I was having dinner with a couple of friends. There was a guy who I think was also on a date with this woman. But towards the end, he suddenly started screaming, started yelling at this woman, calling her many expletives, becoming unhinged, yelling, almost about to throw fists, broke some glassware as well. And the first thing that came to my mind was, man, that is not a man. Instead, it's, wow, look at him. What a bitch. It's not how you act at all. especially after the woman starts crying as he storms out without paying. What's up with that? Now, before you accuse me of white knighting, this is all instinctual. Man and woman dynamic. If you see a woman under stress, as a man, you naturally want to protect them. A guy who's yelling, screaming. I'm trapped in the restaurant, of course. I'm ready to fight. Like, what the hell's going on? I don't care what the woman did wrong, what kind of transgressions she has committed. Unless she is actually threatening his life. If I see her brandishing a knife, then yeah, sure, maybe he has a cause for his actions, a plausibility. But even then, that is a stretch, because a man that is truly in control of his emotions, of the situation, he's simply going to back off. Perhaps even run for it. But there is no need to call her names. And from what I can tell, she is completely harmless. The one thing that further exacerbates the situation is, of course, he straight up didn't pay and left. Now, granted, there was a third member of the party. It was another guy, a friend. Later on, we spoke to him a little bit. He says he's known this guy for quite some time, a number of years, probably a decade or more. But you could tell he was very apologetic, constantly saying he was sorry about the situation of what happened to the staff, to the people that were still left at the restaurant. He paid for it. But you could tell, as I've said from my previous videos, body language says a lot about a person's character. You simply cannot hide it unless you are professionally trained. The way you carry yourself, your tone of voice, your posture, it's a dead giveaway of what type of person you are. You see this guy? Soft-spoken, nice guy. Generally seems like a down-to-earth guy, very forgiving. He says, I got him. Yeah, he's been my friend. I'll pay for it. I'm so sorry about the situation, please. In some cases, you may even say he's a pushover. Because if the situation was left to me, if I was in his shoes, oh, best believe, I would have been livid. What the hell? What kind of behavior is that? I would have called him immediately and said, get your ass back. Apologize. Pay for your crap. Pay for the damages. This is unacceptable behavior. Not only that, after he's done all that, this guy is gone. He is not a friend. First of all, there are levels to this. People give themselves away, and if you spot their actions, you can tell right from the start. There's got to be a bunch of red flags that this guy chose to ignore or put up with. I would not be friends with this type of person. And let's just say he managed to slip through the cracks. After this incident, this guy is gone. This is not the type of person I'll be caught dead associating with. As a man, you never become unhinged. Especially not towards women. Now, when it comes to man and man, then yeah, sure. when it comes to protecting your own life, then of course. But when you out of the blue start yelling and screaming at a woman for whatever she may have said verbally, just words that cause you to become so distraught that your flight or fight mechanism kicks in. I mean, this guy did both, okay? He was breaking stuff in that fight mode, and then he fled. That is no man. You have to be in control of the situation at all times. Because once you fly off the handle like that, these are things that you can never take back. People will always remember that. See, there's been a couple times in my past where, sure, not my proudest moment, I've gotten into some spats with my ex-girlfriend. And I've said things I didn't really mean, but at that time I was heated. I was angry. And honestly, she did tell me. She never... See, here's the thing. Women never forget. It doesn't matter if you said it in the heat of the moment or not. They will always remember your actions, what you did, what you said. Believe me. And when she brought it up at the end of our relationship, where she told me she never forgot those words I said, and I did say that, I'll tell you what I said. During that fight, I got pissed. I just said, blurted out, why are you such a bad person? As men, we might go, what? It's not bad, what you mean? And then after the fight, you might just go, look, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. So, oh, good. Yeah, I know. People get pissed off at sometimes. But unfortunately, even as men, you might say things that go too far. You might say, for example, yeah, your mother's up. Can you really backtrack on that? There are levels to it. And with women, they're always in their emotional state. So you have to know, they are hypersensitive to these kinds of words. These are certainly things you can never take back. So when you lose control, you will inevitably say things that you will come to regret, that will change the dynamics of a relationship forever, causing these cracks that can never be gotten rid of. And they will eat away at a relationship. So why even form those cracks when, if you are in control of the situation, keep calm. Think before you speak, before you move. Give yourself a chance to breathe. And if you must exit the situation, if you must take flight, then do so, because that certainly beats confrontation. It certainly beats blurting out things, daggers that will wound them forever, because scars, they may heal. The wounds may heal, but the scars are forever. That's all I gotta say for tonight. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care now. Peace.